Companies redesign their logos all the time, but some of them are just complete and utter flops. Like when in 2010, Gap changed its iconic logo from this to this tech startup early 2000s looking thing. They did so because of a previous drop in sales, but the change cost them $100 million, and the public backlash was so strong that they changed it literally 6 days later. So today I want to take you through the world of logo redesigns and show you the ones that just absolutely boil my blood. First up, we have Petco, one of the largest pet store chains in America, and I mean, look at this beautiful, friendly, inviting, cool logo. Now tell me, what is the most important part of this logo? Like the thing that you probably noticed first? For me, I'm gonna say the little cat-dog duo thing. I don't know, it's pretty cool, it's cute, you know, pretty recognizable. So now if you were Petco, what would you do if you wanted to, you know, maybe make this logo even better? You know, give it a little bit of flair. Surely you wouldn't just totally forget and ditch the cat and dog thing and get rid of this cool, nice red font that's all fun and make it mundane and boring so it looks like it belongs to a credit union. Oh wait, but that's exactly what Petco did. Yeah, they got rid of the cat and dog and they made the fun red font sad and boring. Now you can still find the cat and dog in their stores and on their website, but now they're kind of just like an afterthought, you know, not the main event anymore, but instead just the boring, bold text is their main logo now. Like, why? This is a perfect example. If it ain't freaking broken, don't fix it. Now, a common trend that you've probably already noticed in the world of logo redesigns is that of oversimplification. It's basically where companies like Petco take their cool, recognizable, iconic logos and throw them in the dishwasher, stripping them of any originality and uniqueness that they may have had, leaving us with a bland, boring shell of what the logo used to be. It's all too common. It's happening everywhere. Take, for example, GoDaddy. GoDaddy is a web hosting service that used this logo from 1997 to 2016 until they decided to simplify the font to make it look like this, which you could actually argue is a bit of an upgrade. It is kind of a generic font, but hey, I mean, it's more legible, and most importantly, they kept Daddy. He's still there. But then 2 years later, in the year of our Lord 2018, they did this. They got rid of Daddy, the one thing that they are known for. I don't even know what is web hosting. Where's Daddy? They butchered it. Just a dry, sad little daddyless thing. Then they had the nerve to change it again in 2020. What is that? No correlation to Daddy. I get that it's supposed to be a heart and it's got a little G in it, but this has no correlation to the original thing at all. Like, they just totally threw away their entire brand identity and now it's just whatever that is. Another one is Pringles. What did they do to my boy? Why? They totally buzzed his fresh cut and replaced it with some oversized eyebrows, and I guess his mustache is just black now. Ask yourself, did we really need to simplify him this much? Like, did we even need to simplify him at all? He's always been just white. Like, he's whiter than me somehow. That's freaking hard. I mean, this isn't a tech company. You guys sell canned chips. It's not that deep. The point is, a lot of companies try to modernize their logos to bring in more customers, but at the end of the day, all they really did was throw away what made them unique in the first place. Like, over time, Firefox has devolved from an actual Firefox to whatever that is.
Hey, I'm editing now, and a quick little note about that. They actually still use a simplified version of the Firefox for their browser, but now their overall, like, corporate brand, I guess you could say, is that little silly swirl thing. So yeah, just a little note.
And it wasn't quick either. I mean, they changed it like 18 times before they got to this little circular ring thing. And then there's Internet Explorer. God bless their souls. I mean, nobody uses that thing anyway. And now their logo just looks like a curled up little worm thing. I know it's supposed to look like an E, but it has no resemblance at all to the original Internet Explorer logo. Like, they could have at least kept a little yellow ring or something. I don't know. There are just so many examples of oversimplification, but when done correctly, simplification of logos can look pretty good. Like, Apple's logo used to look like that. I mean, it makes them look like they just actually sell apples. IHOP simplified from this to this. I also like how Google upgraded their logo in 2015, but it kind of goes without saying simplification just shouldn't be taken too far. Like, nowadays, it seems like every company uses the exact same font. Spotify, Pinterest, Verizon, Airbnb, eBay, Microsoft, Revolut. They all look the friggin' same. And look at how dynamic and unique their logos once were. Man, what a time. Google also kind of fits into this category of having this same generic tech basic font, but listen, I think it actually looks pretty good for them. You know, it's kind of a minimalistic look for Google. Google, if you're listening to this, please monetize my YouTube channel. I know I don't have the required 4,000 watch hours yet, but listen, man, 4,000 watch hours, that's a hard number to hit, man. It's a big number. Anyway, now listen, I'm not saying that these companies should have never changed their logos and they should have stuck with their MySpace era looking tech, you know, Silicon Valley looking stuff. But what I am saying is that they should have been a little more creative. You know, they could have done literally anything. They didn't all have to go to the same cookie cutter looking tech looking generic, you know, why do you all have the same logo? And you know what warms my sad, cold little heart? Not all tech companies have taken this generic generic cookie cutter looking route. Like, look at Mozilla. They went from this to this. It's a nice, clean redesign. And most importantly, it doesn't look exactly like all of those. And you know what? It's not even just the tech companies, because fashion brands, a lot of them, you know, who all try to stand out and be unique, look the same too. Saint Laurent, I definitely probably said that very Americanly. Berluti, Balenciaga, Balmain. You know what other sector isn't safe? Food. Look at the J.M. Smucker Company, a beautiful logo for a company that makes jams and jellies. Surely they couldn't disparage and ruin such a classic, iconic logo. What the hell is this? Why would you do that? We went from friendly grandma's house vibes to this? What? Why? Boring font, geometric shapes, and just a sad logo. Now, thankfully, their jars of jelly still look like this, but come on, they really didn't have to change the corporate logo. It looked just fine before. And you know, logos aren't the only things companies have unintentionally sucked the life out of, because it's buildings too. McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Burger King, they all look the same. What happened to the cool McDonald's arches they used to have on their buildings? Like, come on, if you're gonna give us all diabetes, you might as well do it in style. Another thing a lot of companies, especially consumer goods companies, have been doing is bringing back their old logos to kind of invoke a sense of, you know, nostalgia. And honestly, I appreciate when they do this, because a lot of these logos looked pretty good to begin with. Look at Burger King. They brought back their old retro logo from, you know, back in the day with a few small tweaks, and it looks great. Or how about Pizza Hut? They went from this to this. They brought back their old logo. It's a perfect logo. I mean, seriously, look at this, the amazing font. They got the red roof on the top that they're known for. It's beautiful. It's freaking perfect. Don't you dare change that logo now that I said that. I will be watching you, and if it comes to it, I will out pizza your Pepsi also reverted to their old logo with a few small tweaks back in 2022. And you know what? The next year, Pepsi fell behind Dr. Pepper to become only the third most popular soda in the United States. But listen, we love the logo. You know, it's a coincidence. It's a very beautiful thing. And you know what I really love, even more than these beautiful retro logos, is that some companies just know what makes them unique and stand out, and they lean into it. Like, look at Heinz. They've been using that little Keystone thing forever. It seems like they make like every sauce ever, and their bottles stand out of the crowd. I mean, this little design, it makes them unique. You don't even need to read the word Heinz on it to know that it's Heinz. And you know why the Keystone has worked so well for them? It's because they haven't changed it. They don't mess around with it every other year like all these other companies do, because they know that it works. And their catchphrase, "It has to be Heinz," has also stuck around, because look at this print ad. It's amazing. It's perfect. I love this. This is marketing right here. Another classic one is Coca-Cola, arguably the most recognizable brand and logo ever. They've kept it pretty much the same throughout their entire existence, with just, you know, a few minor tweaks here and there. And the reason they're the #1 soda is because of brand recognizability. Nobody can match them at all. I mean, they pretty much own Christmas at this point. Anyway, that's enough positivity for now. Let's look at a redesigned flop of disastrous proportions. Back in January of 2009, Tropicana changed its infamous orange and straw orange juice packaging to this off-brand looking Temu carton. Why they did that, I have no idea. And to do so, they invested $35 million for advertising to promote the new lifeless, boring design. And customers were not happy, because backlash blew up all over social media, and sales of Tropicana orange juice fell 20% in the following 2 months, prompting the company to revert back to the old packaging that pretty much still exists today. But this begs the question, why do companies just so often seemingly abandon their most recognizable symbols? Take Reebok, for example, a famous shoe and apparel company that has been using this thing for pretty much forever. They're known for it. Back in 2014, they changed it to a triangle, and then changed it back in 2019. Why? Why a triangle? The answers to those questions may never be known for sure. I mean, it's truly unbeknownst to me, but if I had to guess, I'm just thinking these companies just throw stuff at the wall until something sticks. And usually the thing that sticks is just what they had before, and they just waste a bunch of money trying new things out. Now, this next one isn't really a redesign, but it is a design that kind of got under my skin. Like, it's a little annoying, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So when you look at the World Cup logos, you'll notice a bit of a nice pattern that I really liked that has been going on for, you know, a few of the World Cups now. The logos were pretty diverse, but then in 2016, Brazil hosted the World Cup, and then in 2018, it was in Russia, 2022 was in Qatar, and wow, you know, I see a nice little pattern. It's got the same little, you know, that shape. I don't know what you would call that. I think it's supposed to look like the trophy, maybe. So I wonder what the 2026 logo is going to look like. You know, it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to have Canada, the US, and Mexico hosting it. Maybe they'll do something cool off of that. Or we could just take a World Cup trophy PNG and slap it on the number 26, you know. That works too, I guess. I mean, come on, FIFA's got millions of dollars in the bank, and this is what they come up with. Really? I could have made that on my phone. Oh, man. Anyway, well, fun fact I have for you, Amazon actually changed the design of their application from this to this because apparently people thought the old one looked like Hitler and his mustache. I don't know how somebody saw that looking at that. I really don't know who came up with that. I guess I see it, though. I don't know, man. Now, back in 2021, the Korean car manufacturer Kia changed its logo from this to this. And it's really not not a bad logo. I actually like it. It's clean, it's modern, and it's unique. But there is one problem with it. It looks like KN. It's a very simple fix though. If they just put a little line under the A, it will look like Kia no matter what, no questions asked. Anyway, be sure to join us on our journey to 10,000 legends, and until next time, goodbye.